Vital, now in a brand new pack.
So we are literally mere days away from announcing the winner of our Vital Soy Sauce competition. We've been challenging you out there to send in all of your recipes doing interesting things with the Vital Soy Sauce. And we have one today, one of the entrants that Andrea is sharing with us, one of the finalists rather. And we're going to be making their recipe. This is Tanya De Ponte's recipe. So Tanya, if you're watching, we're making it for you. Hi Tanya. Hi, you got to say hi to her.
Well, thank you, Tanya, for your beautiful recipe.
Yes.
It really caught my eye. I thought this is an unusual way of using soy sauce. And it's a fish cake and bean dip recipe.
Fish cake and bean dip. Interesting
Very
flavors.
interesting.
Okay, so what are we making here?
I think let's start with a bean dip. These butter beans, we've made dips for them before, work beautifully. So you drain them. And I always get the question, but are tin foods bean foods? Tin foods, okay. And I think the exception is always with the beans because you have to cook them forever anyway to get them soft.
Okay, cool.
So with that goes some garlic.
Some good garlic. A good dose of it. You can never have too much of it.
Yeah. Well, then you add lots of parsley.
Yes.
For the breath. And some on the table as well, I see. And then lemon zest from one lemon. You can see the skin has been removed there.
Yes.
Finely grated. And then about a tablespoon or about half a lemon, the juice.
I'm always very careful when it comes to working with lemon and colourful clothing like that because once it gets on it, it's a bit of a disaster. Do you pull out the pips or?
Yes, I see two. I missed two there. Thanks. So,
well, they would give you fibre, so you could actually keep them, eh?
No, they're not so nice. I think there's plenty of fibre in there with the beans. And then the last ingredients, I'll leave up to you. You can add Tabasco if you want to, so you can decide how hot the sauce will be.
Okay.
And we need 2 tablespoons of olive oil.
Yes.
And then any one of these soy sauces, the thick, sweet and sour, the Vital Original, garlic, ginger, sesame or chilli.
Cool. I'm going to go soy sauce, 2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons. And while you're busy with that, I'm going to start on the fish cakes. So I've got a pan ready here, heating up. And then I take a tin of sardines that's also been drained.
Yes.
And I've removed the fish bones. And mixing it with mashed potatoes. So this is already cooked.
How much of the Tabasco did you say?
Well, it's very hot, so that's why I leave it up to you.
El habanero, you know, as they say, habanero sauce. This is the really... Whoa, dragon. Okay.
So into these fish cake recipe, we have parsley and fresh mint, which is an interesting combination. And to bind up everything here, I've got an egg. So I'm mixing this. So while you're mixing the bean dip...
I think what I'll do is I'll use the sweet and sour, the thick sweet and sour, just in case the bite gets too much.
So not the chili.
Is this a dare, Andrea? No, please don't.
No. No, you're supposed to enjoy it. So that's why I leave that up to you. You can decide.
There you go. Tanya, this is quite a recipe, but I must say I'm very, very intrigued to find out what it's all going to taste like when it comes together. All right, there we go.
So yeah, I'm mixing my fish and mashed potatoes, and you're going to mix that.
Okay, here we go. Okay, this is the noisy part of the show. Ah, yes. Get in there. Get involved. There we go. I think that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's good, yeah.
Okay. So now, what happens to the fish cakes?
Okay, so I'm making the little fish cakes by dusting my hands and just mixing this into a little ball.
Yes.
And let's go for another one.
Okay.
And then obviously we have some that Zola very kindly prepared for us beforehand. I think hers look a bit nicer than mine.
Oh, no, you underestimate your skills too much. I'll pull them out of the oven.
Yes.
And here they are. And if you've just joined us, we're making Tanya De Ponte's. Oh, lovely. What do you call them again? Mashed fish cakes?
It's fish cakes with a bean dip.
Fish cakes with a bean dip. There they are. And this is her entry into the Vital Soy Sauce competition. Like I said, we'll be announcing the winner in a couple of days from now. They look lovely, scrumptious.
See, these
Something
need a bit of TLC. But anyway, so I've got those two going in a little bit of olive oil in a non-stick pan.
Okay.
But luckily we've got those that are pre-cooked now. I just need to rinse my hands quickly.
And how long would you leave those for? I mean, how do you know when they're...
Well, until they're about golden brown at the bottom.
Yes.
So you can take a peek every now and again. And then you turn them round. And I would say about 5 to 7 minutes, depending on how thick they are.
Yeah, the mash and the fish is already cooked.
It's already cooked.
So it doesn't really need much, hey?
That's right. And then, if you don't mind, my hands are a bit dirty, to take some of the bean dip and put it, you can put a spoon on the plate next to it.
Okay, I'm going to do that. Let's see what my presentation skills are like. Okay, so you get a nice little scoop, and there you go. Yes, get in there, my son. Come on, get involved. Oh, that looks amazing. Well, not really. How's that? Is that okay?
That's great.
That's okay, you know? I don't know, find some other creative ways of putting it around. All right. And then, of course, this would make a nice little... How would you serve this? Do you think a starter where you cut it into smaller pieces and then...
You can do that, and it would go beautifully as a main course with a bright salad with tomatoes and cucumber and lettuce and peppers. And you can even make tiny ones that you serve with a chopped tomato and pepper salsa.
Wow.
So, yes.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give Tanya in terms of health, the health factor of this dish?
I would say that's an 8.5.
Wow.
I think that's very healthy, especially using the beans very creatively. I think many people, if they see beans, think, oh, should I really eat it?
Yes.
But if it's served up like that, I mean, it's...
What's making it not healthy with that little 1.5?
I think because it's fried in a bit of oil, so I think one can also experiment with baking it in the oven.
Ah, there we go. Okay. Time for me to go where no other espresso presenter has went before. Tasting Tanya the Ponti's dish. Oh, wow. Oh.
I think with all the flavours, the lemon juice, the soy sauce...
This dip is amazing.
I'm quite excited to taste it myself.
This is... Oh, my goodness. Yes. Do you have a fork?
Oh, there's a spoon. I'll
I don't want to give you cat germs.
There we go.
There we go. There we go. And I get a bit of a dip there. You see, people think tasting is an easy job. You know, you gotta get it right. All right, tell us what you think of it.
I love it. I love fish. I love beans. But I must say, it's a very interesting way of presenting beans, particularly, and with the soy sauce. I love it.
Wow, Tanya the Ponte.
Up to a 9 out of 10.
Congratulations, it's a beautiful, wonderful, wonderful recipe. Try this out at home, it's really, really amazing. Would you share this recipe on your page?
On Facebook, yes.
Yes, Andrea WC, Vital Expert is where you get this. Thank you very much for this, Andrea.
Great pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you, Tanya.
Vital, now in a brand new pack.
Stay with Espresso and SABC3.